Friday, welcome back to the channel. My name is Aziza, aka Gourmet Pens. Today I am repping my Schondsgn t-shirt that I got at the Philly Pen Show, and the reason is because I am doing a Schondsgn video. It is the new Monoc nib. I'm super excited about this. I will tell you everything you need to know, I think you need to know. And I'm really excited that this nib is now available. So let's start. I picked this up at the Philly Pen Show. I had ordered it beforehand. So yes, I did buy this pen. And that matters because I'm biased. So I'm biased because I wanted it, and so I bought it. Let's do the packaging because for me, I either love it or hate it or don't care. So I guess that's not really just two options, it's a lot of options. But I really want to focus on the nib because the nib is the highlight here. So the pen comes in this tube. You know how I feel about packaging. This is so simple and amazing. I love it. It just protects the pen. There's not even room for the pen to rattle around and get like scratched on the inside from the tube or something. It is like nice and snug. So I really like that. It's just cardboard, which is perfect. It's recyclable. Amazing. It also comes with this little syringe that has been modified for cleaning the Monoc nib. So it comes with it. I just wanted to show it to you. We will take a look at it in a little more detail when we are looking at the nib in detail. Now, there were two options when you were getting this nib. You could buy the nib on this pen, or you could use a code and get $100 off towards another pen. Like if you wanted something like one of the pockets or like one of the full-size Ultems or something like that, you had that option. I just went with this pen because I was kind of curious what it was. It's black aluminum. It's actually really nice. It is the Schondsgn full-size fountain pen. This one is one of the pockets that is slightly modified, but it's a pocket 6. I also got these at the Philly show. Anyway, those are Schonds as well. So if we just quickly look at the pen, it's just a black pen. It's got conical edges, tapers towards the end. It does post. So because it's got an O-ring in there, it's actually pretty decent. My favorite part about these is they do have the engraving Schondsgn on them, but they have, so I have two here. One has a little question mark, one has a little hashtag or pound sign. Let me see if you can see that. I don't know if you can see it. There you go. And the question mark is there. Just a cute little thing, right? Okay, let's look at the nib. And I will talk about the nib while we look at it. He also included some paperwork. Sorry. Okay, the nib is made to order based on the completion date you select when checking out. So when I purchased mine, I selected January. I think now they're into February. There's March, April. This allows them to predict their income a bit and produce the amount that they are committed to. I actually really like this setup, and it kind of gives people an idea. Like, it's a $400 pen, US dollar, if you get it in this configuration. So it's nice if you are trying to plan ahead and you have a budget and you know, okay, in this month I'm going to have extra or something. You can always order it and kind of plan ahead that way. I mean, you are paying for it, but maybe it's comforting. Like, you could wait and say, okay, I'm going to order in March or something. Anyway, the name Monoc is short for Monocoque, Monocoque, which is French for single shell, often used in aerospace and racing applications where the structural body and external shell of a vehicle are made from one solid piece. Why is this a marvel? Okay, I've made a whole bunch of notes. I really want to go through them because I think they're important. I will link to the Monoc page, but the gist of it is The Monoc nib was designed, engineered, and manufactured in its entirety in the Schondsgn workshop in Philadelphia. The nib is titanium and has a precision machined Ultem feed designed in tandem and made within tight tolerances to ensure a quality flow of ink and careful management of air. The integrated nib tip allows for a closer control of the geometry of the tip and writing surface in manufacturing, while the titanium offers a soft graphite-like quality. Each nib is hand-finished, assembled, ground, and tested to ensure it's ready for use. Due to the additional nib tip thickness of the design, the Monoc nib is friendly to customization as well. We are going to talk about what it feels like to write with it, and we are also going to look at it. Traditional fountain pen users may be uncomfortable with the idea of an integrated titanium tip, but they feel the grade 5 titanium offers plenty of durability, which negates the need for harder tipping material like an iridium alloy. As the use case and demands of fountain pens have evolved, we believe this is an interesting approach to creating something new for contemporary fountain users. The Monoc nib is the thickness of the nib is variable and tuned throughout its body, enabling us to optimize durability and performance. Through early prototyping and customer feedback on existing titanium nibs, we found that in order to use titanium effectively as a durable tip material, we needed to make the nib thicker and stiffer than the existing titanium nibs on the market today. The added thickness allows us to have a closer control of the deflection of the nib during writing, resulting in a smoother, more consistent writing experience. They have a unique feel. They really do. And we'll talk about that. Compatible with their pocket and full-size pens that take Jowo number 6 nibs. Sorry. They feature an O-ring to keep the nib snug in the section. So as it stands, they are only available with one tip size. They're working on more. I'm just utterly fascinated by these things. I don't know how, yeah, you can see that pretty well. Currently it's like a medium broad nib with an approximate 0.5 millimeter stroke width, and it varies slightly because Ian is finishing these by hand, so there's itty bitty bits of variation. There are 3 color options for the Monoc nib logo: polished titanium, which I have this one, which is just, so it says shown on it, and there's a little star on the bottom, which I love. Just polished titanium. There is a blue one, and then there is a rainbow, which I love. And you will see it more in the close-ups of the sides because it's faint. It's not like in your face. And the rainbow, the star, the underside is pink, which I really love. So I got 2 of the feeds. I've got a black Ultem feed and a natural Ultem feed. However, this is the black one. This is the natural. I have it inked with a dark blue ink. It's business in the front, party in the back. So the Ultem, which is kind of yellow, is darkened right now. Now, I have notes on the nib. Let's look at the pen a bit more because you're probably bored of hearing me talk. But I really think that stuff was important to go through because I think it explains a lot about the nib, and that is important because this is a special nib. So, it is tubular. If you are familiar with the Visconti tubular nib, that's kind of what I was expecting based on the shape. Those nibs were fascinating, but not my favorite because they were over-polished. Big surprise. This is a marvel in terms of like what it looks like. I think it's really neat. There is a single slit. There is no breather hole. The tip turns up slightly at the end, almost like a Waverly shape. So the Waverly is like that. And everything is really snug. It like from the underside, it reminds me of a Schaefer snorkel, I believe is what I want to say. And I have a Schaefer snorkel here. So I'm actually just going to grab it because I want to see if I'm imagining this correctly. Or a Triumph. So there we go next to it. So it's reminiscent in terms of the shape. But I mean, Schaefer hasn't been doing this for ages, and these are outstanding. So this is really cool. It's really awesome. I mean, obviously I'm a huge fountain pen nerd, and I'm like a mega geek about this kind of stuff, but I love that this is available. So let's write a bit, and then I can explain what I feel about the writing. Okay, so this has been open for some time. Let's see if it writes. Amazing. This is really optimized for ink flow and performance and air exchange. It's just so cool. So we have the Schondsgn full-size pen. This is the Monoc nib. This one is the full polished titanium, so no rainbow on it. So nice. So nice. Nice and juicy, but not gushing. So when you're writing, I'll do a little drying thing, but when you're writing, it's not like soaking through your page. Okay, so this is my ink, business in the front, party in the back, available at gourmetpenshop.com. Okay, so if we do some drying time, let's leave those there. And then he specifically mentioned the wetness. So not in this pen. This pen is a converter right now, but because it's aluminum, you cannot eyedropper it. But if you put this on the Ultem, you can eyedropper it. And he does say it'll be very wet if eyedroppered. So I'm going to do it because I like that. And I have two. So one can have a converter and one can be eyedroppered. Oh, shoot, I forgot about this. Yeah, whatever. I don't care. It's not super wet. Like, it's not gushing. I'm so sorry about the coughing. I don't know why I'm coughing away because my mic is here, like right at my throat. I'm sorry. Hopefully that doesn't deafen any of you. So we're going to do 7 wildly panting. Oh, I went off the lines. Wow. Okay, so this is I'm writing towards my hand. Now I'm going to do it more traditionally where I'm writing the other way. Okay, so I have to rotate a bit here. The absolutely fascinating thing about this is it's a little broader at this angle, but very consistent still. Like, it doesn't feel like when you're using a traditional fountain pen nib, so like this kind, like this from Yovo. A round point will give you a consistent writing experience, like no matter which way you're writing. But something that is slightly stubby will have a sweet spot, and it'll change your character, it'll change the writing. And this one is consistent as I move around the nib. This is not comfortable for me. I'm just doing this to show you that it works in many configurations. 7 wild panny fruit vines. I'm so sorry. Let me get some water here. Okay. Listen to this. It's loud, but it's really a lot like a pencil. And that's one of the notes I wanted to share with you. So I'm going to open this one up and just show you. First of all, Schondsgn pens are incredibly well made. I love the O-rings. I love the use of where he puts them because it makes everything smooth and snug and feel nice. Now, I'm going to just take the converter out. So the idea is with the syringe, you plug it into the back of your nib and you can, let me see, how does this work? Oh, I got to take the nib unit out. Oh, I don't really want to do that because I don't want to get my hands dirty, believe it or not. But you attach it to the back of the nipple and then you just flush it with water. So I absolutely love that you get that. That is really cool. It's just simple maintenance to help make your life easier. So I'm sorry, I don't want to take the nib unit out. You'll have to deal with it. There we go. So my thoughts. Aside from being incredibly cool and a design marvel, I really enjoy writing with this nib. And it's unlike pretty much anything else I own. In terms of the feel of the writing, even though the Sheaffer Triumph looks similar, they feel different because the Triumph is much softer and smoother, like smooth. You've heard the feedback. So I've used a lot of nibs, and I'm very, very fortunate to have been able to use a lot of nibs. So, I mean, I've also bought a lot of pens, so, I mean, you know. It's a firm nib, a firm writer. It does not bounce or yield. So let's show you that. So if we do this, you know, I do this thing where it's like this and then I add pressure. I'm adding pressure and it's the exact same. So it is a firm writer, but it is super consistent. It does not bounce or yield. It's very reliable. It is quite forgiving for heavy-handed writers. This is the kind of nib you could lend to a friend to write with and they won't destroy it, unlike like a nice flex nib or something like that. Aside from being confused by it, they'll be able to use it. The shape of the titanium that serves as tipping is totally fascinating to me. It is, I'm going to see if I could, I don't know if this is going to work. Let me see if I can zoom in on here. It might be. I'm going to just rotate it a little. It's just so interesting. It like comes together and then it's like slightly rounded. So the surface you're writing on is perfectly tuned so that you could write in any direction, any angle. Like you could do low, high, and you're still writing. It feels a lot like a pencil lead, and it's very similar to a firm pencil lead. It's not scratchy. It sounds like it might be scratchy, but it's not. It sounds like the pencil when it's like, and it's more like you're writing on a different surface than the other traditional fountain pen nibs, which are usually tipped with like some iridium alloy. So indeed, you're writing on titanium, and it's made differently, so it feels different because of the shape of the nib. If you like super soft, super buttery, like super smooth, wet, bouncy, springy writers, ones that like flex and maybe like stubs that add character to your handwriting just based on the shape of the nib, this is not the nib for you. You will probably not enjoy this. It's just, that's not what it does. And I think, I'm trying to explain this, like it feels almost like you're writing with a roller ball, like where the tip is floating in the ink, and no matter which way you go, it's writing, but it's a fountain pen and is better tuned than an average roller ball. So it doesn't like skip and all that kind of stuff. So I'm mind blown by this thing. So if you have $400 and you are able to get one of these and you're curious about a firm writer, about the titanium feeling, but not the traditional titanium nib, it's totally different. It's not bouncy. Anyway, I'm going on and on about this. What I want to say is I think it's fantastic, and I'm so excited that I was able to get one or two. It's just, I think Ian is doing really cool stuff, and I'm so grateful for the makers and the creators and the designers and stuff that are doing stuff for the fountain pen world, right? Like, obviously they got to make some money off it, and that's fantastic. They deserve to make a living. But if they're making cool stuff for us to enjoy, it's like win-win. So, Gourmet Pens has rambled for 20 minutes on this, but I spent a lot of money on this, and I think they deserve the attention. So let's do some side writing, and my wrap up basically will be very positive. So let's go do that. fascinating. I don't know why I did that. These are a keeper. Unlike anything I have, totally different experience in terms of how they write. I feel pretty thrilled about this. So I hope this has been interesting to you. If you're super nerdy and you enjoyed the background of the pen, of the nib design, I will link to everything so you could check it out. So awesome. I just love this thing so much. I never thought I would like a firm nib as much as I like this one. It's so consistent that it's amazing. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope this was interesting to you, and I urge you to check out Schondsgn. Even if this isn't the pen for you, there's tons of other stuff, and it supports someone who's doing really cool things for the pen community. And yeah, I just really had a lot of fun with this, so I'm gonna go play with it. And if you would like, you can also check out my Gourmet Pen shop. I am online as Gourmet Pens and Gourmet Pen Shop, and I have a podcast, gourmetpensclub.com, where we are going to definitely talk about this nib because obviously I'm super excited about it. So, thank you everybody. If you enjoyed, please like and subscribe, all the things, and let me know what you think in the comments because I want to share this with Ian so that he can see that we all think he is awesome and we're super grateful that he is doing really cool stuff for us. So take care. See you next time. Bye!